Welcome to McKeen's Hockey on YouTube. We're at the halfway point of the season, and in this video, we're going to discuss the top 32 draft eligible players for the 2025 NHL Draft. There's been some movement in these rankings since the beginning of the season, so we're going to take a look at that right now. And can you please subscribe and hit that like button? We'd really appreciate it. Thank you. Okay, getting right into this. Let's take a look at the first overall prospect that we have ranked. And yes, we have a new top prospect, and that is Matthew Schaefer from the Erie Otters in the OHL. And check out these numbers, 22 points in 17 games as a defenseman. Yes, he has bypassed Boston College pivot James Hagens. And in reality, we like both players, and the decision to move Schaefer ahead was not unanimously supported by our scouting team. However, we believe that Schaefer is the complete package as a potential number one defender. Not only does he project as a all-situations minute eater, but he is a natural-born leader who could captain and be the face of an NHL franchise too. All right, at number 2, well, yes, we have the previous number 1 holder, and that is James Hagens from Boston College. He has 20 points in 16 games in the NCAA right now, which are decent numbers for sure. And he definitely helped his cause at the World Juniors. He had a great outing, 9 points in 7 games. But it was a unanimous decision to go with Schaefer at number 1. But it's early in the season, so things could change moving down the stretch, especially if Hagens has himself a great playoffs with Boston College. So as of right now, though, he's number 2 on the list. All right, number 3, moving on. No change here. We have Michael Misa from the Saginaw Spirit, the centerman there, and he has been just on fire. As of this recording, 66 points in 34 games, 32 of them goals. Yes, he can rifle a puck for sure. Now, he didn't make the World Juniors or get invited to the World Juniors for Canada, but his transition back to the middle of the ice has allowed him to become one of the CHL's most dynamic and high-scoring players. His skating ability, tenacity, and creativity allow him to impact the game in so many different ways, and we see him as a potential franchise center. So Michael Misa, he's number 3 on the list. Okay, moving on. We have at number 4, Porter Martone from the Brampton Steelheads. He's been putting up some decent numbers in the OHL as well, 55 points in 27 games. And he rounds out our top 4, a group that we consider to have separated themselves from the pack to create a clear grouping of potential first overall candidates. Martone is a pesky power forward who is likely to develop into a first-line winger who can play in all situations for his future NHL team. It's rare to find a winger who can be on the ice whether his team is down a goal or up a goal with a minute to go. And Porter Martone, he fits that mold. So he is the number 4 prospect on this list. All right, moving on to number 5. We have Roger McKeen, who has been injured most of the season and started off on fire with 11 points in 8 games playing in Brandon in the WHL. Yes, McKeen is the prototype of the modern-day top NHL pivot with size and skill. However, like I said, injuries have disrupted his development, and that is a cause for concern. He is slated to return to action around February and will need a huge finish to his WHL season in order to push his way back into top 4 consideration. So Roger McKeen, he's our number 5 prospect on this list. And at number 6, the top European prospect, and that is Victor Eklund. Has 15 points in 24 games, and he is the motor that does not stop. Yes, at the World Juniors, he was flying out there and really cemented his top 10 showing at that tournament. So Victor Eklund, he's number 6 on the list. And moving on to number 7, we have a defenseman out of the dub, and that is Jackson Smith. Yes, he has 25 points in 34 games right now for Tri-City. He's one of those defensemen that has really good mobility and some offensive upside, so we see him going in the top 10 as well as of the midpoint of the season, but things could change. He could possibly go higher or maybe even lower, so it all depends on how the rest of the season plays out for Jackson Smith. At number 8, we have another Swede, and that is Anton Frondell, and he has 5 points in 11 games in the Swedish men's second division. Now, Anton Frondell is another player worth discussing, as the previously hyped forward has also struggled with injuries and consistency. He has the kind of well-rounded game that makes him a potentially valuable pro player. But have we previously overprojected his potential upside? It remains to be seen. So at number 8, Anton Frondel. So here are our top 8 as of right now. We got Schaefer at 1, Hagens 2, Misa 3, Martone 4, McKeen's 5, Eklund 6, Jackson Smith at 7, and Anton Frondel, as we said, number 8. Okay, now we're going to talk about the next 2 top 10, and the next player on the list is Caleb Desnoyers, who plays in Moncton in the Q. 50 points in 30 games as of this recording. He has just been on fire. Now, Caleb Desnoyers brings a well-rounded game, plus some offensive upside. He's a great 200-foot player and potentially could be top pivot at the next level. So top 6 player for sure. But yeah, we really like his game. So he's number 9 on the list. And rounding off the top 10 at this moment, and the next player is Lyndon Lakovic, who plays in a dub for Moose Jaw, 39 points in 31 games. The big power forward has some offensive upside as well. He's great on transition, great shot, good hands, all the things that you want to see in a top 10 pick. And at this point, we got him ranked right in that position. So Lyndon Lakovic, he rounds off our top 10. Okay, moving on. At number 11, we have Radim Murtka, who just made the transition to Seattle in the dub. Justin Carbonneau at 12. Malcolm Spence, 13. Cameron Schmidt, 14. Cullen Potter, 15. And Brady Martin at number 16. Among the highest risers on this list is Kitchener defender Cameron Reid, which we have rated at number 17. As a defender, he has 30 points in 37 games, playing for Kitchener in the OHL. And Reid has been one of the highest scoring defenders in the OHL this year with the surprising Kitchener Rangers. His mobility and two-way sense are very impressive, which helps with him navigating the ice. And this is something that we really like at McKeen's. So we have him as one of the highest risers at this point. And so Cameron Reid is number 17 on the list as of this recording. And at number 20 on the list, we have NTDP product Jack Murtagh. He has 23 points in 24 games playing for the NTDP. And yes, he has been one of the best players on the U.S. NTDP U18 team this year and projects as a Ryan Leonard type top 6 complementary piece at the NHL level. So yes, he's moved up our rankings in a big way. So the next 8 on the list, we have Cameron Reid at 17, Kashan Aitchison at 18, Logan Hensler 19, Jack Murtagh 20, Joshua Ravensbergen, the goalie, at 21, Carter Bear 22, Jake O'Brien 23, and Luca Romano at number 24. All right, moving on. Another big riser on our list at number 28. And that is Eric Nielsen, the Swedish prospect who has 30 points in 25 games right now playing in their junior league. And he is the son of former Calgary Flame and Florida Panther pivot Marcus Nielsen, and is the same kind of determined two-way player that his father was. However, he's shown positive progression offensively that has us reevaluating his upside. So Eric Nielsen, he's number 28 on the list as of right now. All right, and the last player that we're going to discuss at number 30, and that is Nathan Beam, who plays for Kamloops in the dub, 42 points in 36 games. Decent numbers for sure. He's the kind of intriguing athlete on the wing that NHL teams have been focusing on developing in recent years. There's room for improvement in a lot of areas, but when he puts everything together and grows into his frame, he could be a real solid top 6 asset. So to round off the top 32, we have Blake Fiddler at 25, Ivan Ryabkin at 26, Ben Kindle 27, Eric Nielsen 28, Braden Coots 29, Nathan Beam 30, Kurban Limitov 31, and Will Moore at 32. And please help the channel grow by hitting that subscribe and like button. We'd really appreciate it. And we'll see you soon. Thanks.